All right, hi everyone. So our last unit of math is coming up now. We're starting it, and it's kind of like a mix of a bunch of different skills. So for this week, we're going to be focusing on word problems for math. And I know word problems can be tricky sometimes because the wording in them can really just try and trick you. So we're going to go over some more simpler word problems today and tomorrow. And then we're going to get into those two-step word problems Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then after that, for the rest of the year, we're going to be practicing some shapes, quadrilaterals, and some geometry. So for this week, we're going to be doing some word problems. Today, we're going to be starting off, like I said, with just one-step word problems. So you're going to follow along with me on here. So if you'll get your whiteboard and marker if you haven't already. And then on the next slide, you have two problems to try on your own. So I'm going to do a problem. Number one, this number one is just like your number one on the next slide, but different kind of story and different numbers, but the same things that you have to do. So after I do number one here, my version, I'm going to have you pause the video and I want you to go to the next slide and I want you to do number one on your slide. Once you're done, come back to this slide, play the video, we'll do another problem, and then you'll go back and you'll do your number two. And then there's not going to be any practice on Freckle with word problems today, but you are still going to go on Freckle and practice your adaptive math skills, which is math skills at your level. All right, so let's get going on our word problems. Like I said, it's just one-step word problem. So I have my first word problem on up here. I'm going to read it, and then of course we want to always look for the information that's important and kind of ignore the information that's not important. So you don't have to write this down, but if you want to follow along with the steps that I do on your whiteboard, you can. So it says, Miss Gierski played the piano, right here, for 15 minutes, and Sophia played for 40 minutes. How many minutes did they both play the piano? Okay, so we know any sort of numbers in our word problems are probably going to be important information because we're in math. We're doing math. We're solving a problem with numbers. So Miss Gierski played the piano for, okay, I'm going to say 15 minutes is important. So I'm going to underline 15 minutes. And then it says Sophia played for 40 minutes. There's another number that must be important. So I'm going to underline 40 minutes. And now, okay, I have my two numbers, but I don't know what I'm going to do with the two numbers. So I have to find that important information that's going to tell me what I'm going to be doing with these two numbers. How many minutes did they both play the piano? That word both tells me it wants them together, or it wants them as the total. So now I know I have my two numbers and it's asking me, they want the total amount of time that we played the piano. So if it's both, then that means that it probably is going to want me to add. So I'm going to take my my 15 minutes that I played the piano and add the 40 minutes that Sophia played the piano. And then, of course, I do my 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. So I got 55. Well, you always want to start on this side. Sorry. I don't know why I started on this side. You always want to do 5 plus 0 first and then 1 plus 4 after. So 55 is my answer. So how many minutes did we both play the piano? Would be 55 minutes would be my answer. So at this point, on the very next slide, your number one is just like this. Okay, it's going to have 2 times. You're going to read what they want you to do and then practice. So if you want to pause the video here, go to the next slide and do number 1 because it's just like this one. Okay, I'm going to get number 2 ready while you're doing that. All right, hopefully you completed number 1. I have our next kind of word problem, one-step word problem ready to go. So I'm going to read it. We're going to pick out the important information. We're going to solve it. And then if you go to number 2, in your, go back to your slide and you do the number 2, it should be just like this, just with like some different numbers. Okay, so Mr. Reed, you know he's a runner. So he ran twice last week. He ran 10 miles on Tuesday and 6 miles Thursday. How many more, sorry, this is miles. How many more miles did he run Tuesday than Thursday? Okay, so we can see Tuesday he ran 10 and Thursday he ran 6. So we know that on Tuesday he ran more than he did on Thursday, probably because he was tired. So let's pick out our important information. So Mr. Reed ran twice last week. I do see twice, which means 2. I'm not really sure that has anything to do with my story problem right now, so I'm gonna wait on it. He ran 10 miles Tuesday, 10 miles Tuesday, and another number, 6 miles Thursday. So I see another number, another day, because we do have our days on here. How many more? Oh my goodness, Miss Kiersey has said so many times, whenever it says how many more, how many less, how much more, how much less, that tells us exactly what we're going to have to do. So it says how many more miles did he run Tuesday than Thursday? Okay, so we know how many more, how many less, how many fewer, all those kinds of things. They all just tell you that you have to subtract, take away. Good. So if I'm subtracting or taking away, I know that my larger number is going to come on top. So my 10 miles is going to be here, and I'm going to subtract my 6 miles. So I'm going to do 10, taking away 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I have 4 left over. So this means that he ran 4 more miles Tuesday. Okay, all right, your number 2 on your next slide is just like this one. Okay, so go ahead and follow the same steps that we did here. You can highlight on there for important information. I can show you quickly how to highlight. So hopefully you can see my computer. Let's say the first one says James spent 20 minutes on Minecraft. I'm gonna highlight 20 minutes like this. And then if you go up, not the A, but the little highlighter next to the A, click it, and you can pick whatever color you want to highlight your important information. Okay? So go ahead and give that a try. If not, it's okay. But go ahead and give problem number 2 a try. And remember to turn in your assignments when you're done, or if there's no turn in button, click that share. Oh my gosh. So sorry. My phone just... Oh my goodness gracious. It is just falling everywhere. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and click the share button if there's no turn in button. So, and of course, let me know if you have any questions. I miss you guys so much. And I'll talk to you soon.